We are delighted to be joined by Paralympic GB athlete and Game of Thrones star, Krysten Coombs. So before we get into this one, obviously, like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. It's something a little different. Obviously, tonight, when you hear this, the Paralympics opening ceremony kicks off, if I've done my scheduling and my editing right. So Krysten is competing in the badminton solos, men's badminton solos. Massive Argyle fan, and just thought it would be something different to get a different perspective on following the Greens from Sheffield and Paris and Tokyo and Beijing and Dortmund.
Yeah, very interesting guy. I had a lot to say about the world of obviously badminton, Paralympic sport, and indeed acting. And obviously had a very interesting couple of decades as an Argyle fan as well.
Absolutely. So yeah, enjoy. We're delighted to be joined by Team GB athlete who has an array of medals to his name, including at the 2020 Tokyo Paralympic Games, gold at the 2015 World Championships, and 3 golds in the 2008, 2016 and 2018 European Championships. Correct me if I'm wrong. Krysten Coombs, how are you?
Yeah, no, I'm great, thanks. And I'm really pleased to be on this podcast with you guys today. And yeah, looking forward to having a good chat about Argyle and my badminton career.
It's one that we've been talking about doing for a while, but our diaries have never crossed as well.
No.
This will be going out on the eve of the Paralympics, so hopefully there'll be a bit more of a buzz around the games then. The first place to start is, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, I've only done a Wikipedia search, but born in Brighton, but how can we support Argyle?
Moved down. So I was born in Brighton, lived there for a year, and then moved down to Totnes, and been based down there till 2016 when I moved up to Sheffield for the badminton. So yeah, been down there ever since, and I think just friends and everything supported Argyle and sort of followed it. My parents both haven't ever really been football fans as much, so didn't really have any purpose or following to go with them. So yeah, Argyle seemed the one to be, and yeah.
What were your earliest memories of Argyle then growing up? Like as you said, you got into it through friends, so I'm guessing we're kind of talking 90s, noughties, that sort of era, are we?
Yes, so it was very, very basic then. It was more probably about secondary school when I really started to follow it, actually. So I was when about 12 or 13, it would have been 2002. So yeah, a very, quite a later time, even though I sort of followed them a bit when I was younger, but I didn't really start. I think my first game I went to was with a friend, in 2002. So yeah.
My first game was in 2002 as well.
Okay, nice.
Earliest memories, really. Who do you remember? Who did you grow up admiring in an Argyle shirt?
Yeah, to be fair, it was a weird one for me. Romain Larrieux was one of the big ones, actually, for me. And it was sort of that Ian Holloway era, sort of around then, Jamie Mackey, people like that. And then, look at now, we're getting better and better, which is brilliant.
Any particular games that stand out to you over that time? Because obviously we had some great, going up through the league under Paul Sturrock, and then the Holloway era, there were some incredible games. Are there any ones in particular that really stand out to you?
I can't remember exactly at the time. It was a bit later, I think. It was Watford away. I went to Watford away. I can't remember what season, right? Maybe about 2006, 2007, 2008, around then. And yeah, it was just we won 2-1. Can't remember who scored the winner, but yeah, it was a cracker of a game, and I loved it. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's the game I'm thinking of, I believe it was a David Norris last-minute winner.
That's it. Yeah, that's it.
It was just when Sturrock began his second spell with us, which obviously wasn't quite so successful overall, but it certainly had some great moments in those early stages, didn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely.
What about then going into the time when the club was going into administration? Obviously, that was, you were still very much living down here at that point. What are your thoughts and memories of that era when we're down at the bottom of League Two? It must have been same for me. I started following the club the same time as you did. It was a bit of a culture shock, right? After all the years of seeing success, to be seeing us at the bottom of League Two for a couple of years on end.
Yeah, it's a horrible time to be in, and a club like Argyle, it's a big club, it is, and the massive following in the southwest, to see them drop like that and struggle is horrible, really. And but things got brighter and it got better, and look at us now, it's brilliant. So yeah.
It certainly did. So going on to the sort of converging the two in a minute, but going on to the professional part of your career, then you play badminton at Paralympic level. I believe you played table tennis as well, or have done in the past. Is that correct?
Yeah, I did. I was actually the club I played for was in Plymouth, actually. So he used to go down there a lot, and that was the sort of the first. Well, not the first, but I was a bit of a big swimmer back in the day, and then had some ear problems, so had to pack that in. And yeah, I've always been very sporty. Loved my football, loved cricket, golf, all sorts. And then now badminton's the one. So yeah.
How did that really come about then, to the point where you're reaching that level where you can really compete at the where you're thinking, hang on a minute, you can really go ahead and compete at Paralympic level? Like that must have taken a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication.
Well, from day one down in Devon to now living in Sheffield, changed a lot of moved completely. Moved in 2016 from home, been obviously there since I was one, so quite a big change. And came up here to join a full-time program to push for Tokyo 2020, and the hard work paid off, because I managed to come away with a bronze medal, which is a great reward, and a bit of a relief for those sacrifices of leaving friends and Plymouth Argyle. I suppose wasn't able to go to as many home games anymore. So yeah.
No, absolutely. But I guess you've caught a few away games over the years around the sort of northern parts of the country.
Yeah, no, been to a good few Wednesday ones now. That's because we've been battling out with them a few times, which has been brilliant, actually. Went to Huddersfield, Barnsley, Rotherham. So been around a few more that I can't remember right now. But yeah, I've tried to get away as much as I can with it. But obviously with the schedule I've got, it's not always easy, or they don't always fall when I'm around here, sadly. So yeah.
Yeah, shame living in Sheffield. We never win there, do we? You must get a bit of stick from the locals after all our losses up there.
No, that's one
Opening day, hopefully.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah, hopefully. How do you manage to fit in following Argyle? Because obviously, like you said, you're all over the world competing.
Yeah.
A lot of the time. I know last time when we tried to schedule this in, you had an impromptu trip to Dubai or somewhere that you had to go.
Yeah.
How do you manage to follow Argyle despite being abroad? And I suppose another part of that question is, have you met anybody else on the circuit, shall we say, that support a random lower league club? I imagine a lot of them support the big ones, right?
I try my best, really. Obviously the last 2 years haven't been great with the schedule, with qualifying for Paris. It's been pretty hectic, so haven't had the best opportunity to get to many games. Like I said, the ones that always seem to be away that are in this area, I always seem to be away at the time, so sadly that never really falls with the right time. But well, actually, one of my great teammates, Jack Shepherd, he is actually a Wednesday fan. So we have a bit of bitter rivalry. A lot of the lads, the coaches and stuff, are all from Sheffield as well. So they keep giving it large and things about them every time and everything. Yes, but no, I haven't really met any sort of anyone else really that's a big follower of lower league teams as much, sort of thing. So.
Yeah, just make sure you keep reminding them about how they didn't manage to win that league.
Exactly. They bottled it. Yeah.
So absolutely. We're on the eve of Paris. Obviously, we were talking before we started recording about just wanting to get out there. But what are your aims, I suppose? What are you hoping to achieve out there? Are you going for gold?
No, that would be the ultimate dream. That would be to come away with a gold medal would be the best thing that could ever happen. But to upgrade from Tokyo would be amazing as well. A silver would be brilliant. But I think a big part of it is just to enjoy myself out there and really take in the experience this time. Because obviously in Tokyo with COVID, the whole atmosphere in the village and things was very different to what you would usually get in a Paralympic Games. social distancing and things. There wasn't much socializing going on. We were sort of in and out. We went in when we competed into the village, and then we had to leave. Well, we were at the back end, but we had to leave 48 hours once we're done. So we sort of missed out a lot on that sort of social side of the team sport environment, which obviously we have a great team here up in Sheffield, but badminton is an individual sport. I do compete on a court on my own, and unlike football and things where you're in that, or the Olympics and Paralympics where it's that multi-sport environment. So it's very different, and just can't wait now. Buzzing.
I suppose the next question following on from that is obviously how can people watch you? I suppose you're going to be televised to some extent, and also what events are you competing in? Is it just the solo this year, or are you going with Jack in the doubles as well?
So it will be on Channel 4. They will be apparently streaming, I believe every game. So nice. They'll be streaming that. I would have thought online as well as obviously on the TV, but they'll probably have the red button or something, or the YouTube channel that will be apparently broadcasting it every game and every other sport that GB athletes will be competing in. And no, I'll just be doing singles. Sadly, men's dubs didn't make the Paralympics.
Right.
There's a lot of things within disability sport. There's a lot of different categories, so there's only so much can sort of get into a Paralympic Games. So sadly, it will just be the singles for me. But I love it, and can't wait.
You just have to take the personal glory, won't you, instead of sharing
exactly. So
not too bad.
Going back, Krysten, briefly to Tokyo, you said about the COVID aspect of not having that team bonding, which has been very weird. I guess another odd bit must have been competing and receiving your medal with no crowds. We've spoken to a few people who are footballers about how the COVID era, the behind closed doors era, was unusual for them. I'm guessing for you as a Paralympian, that must have been equally, if not far more unusual, competing at the biggest stage in the world, really, without any spectators there. How surreal was that feeling?
No, it was very strange. But for one thing, Tokyo was actually my first Paralympics. Para badminton only got into Tokyo as the first ever time. So for me to experience that crowd, I've never actually experienced much of it. I've had an experience of it in the para badminton circuit, but not as much with the actual Paralympic thing and that biggest stage. So, but it was a very odd moment of sort of on the court for a bronze medal match where you couldn't hear anyone apart from your teammates. Obviously, they were a great support and probably helped me to push through and win that bronze in the end. But I think it's going to be a bit of a shock for us in Paris, that first game, when you go out and there is a full crowd, because a lot of us haven't really competed in that situation.
I can't even imagine what it would feel like to compete for your country at a Paralympics. Like just the thought of that, and obviously, like you said, some of that was taken from you in Tokyo. So I hope that you get the full experience in Paris, because I think I would just find the whole situation overwhelming. I find going live on a podcast overwhelming. So never mind actually competing for my country at a sport. It must be an incredible feeling.
No, it is. It's a dream come true. It's it's what I've always wanted to be able to do, to be able to compete at the highest stage, and to showcase an amazing sport and be part of a great team as well with Paralympics GB, which is awesome. So can't wait.
Alongside that, you're gonna have to fill me in with a few things here, because I can't lie and pretend that I've ever watched Game of Thrones. Sam has. He might be the person to ask. How do you get into acting alongside? Because you're not just a Paralympian, you're also a Game of Thrones star. That's some incredible CV that you've got going on. How do you get into acting alongside badminton?
So just a few of the friends of mine and stuff have in the past had done a few acting. They were in a Harry Potter actually, which heard a few of them said about that. I've
heard of that. Watched that.
Yeah. So they sort of said about that, and I sort of said, what do you do? How do you get involved? And they said, I'm through this agency that basically is just for people with dwarfism or with short sort of stature. And I said, okay, that sounds awesome. I'll get myself signed up. And then I think within a few years audition came up that you needed to be pretty fit and physical, and be able to do a lot of movement and stuff. And I thought, well, that's perfect for me. Play badminton and stuff, play sport. So hopefully, and went along to the audition and got the part, and went out to Croatia for 5 days filming, and it was brilliant. Loved it, and would like to try and do more, but with the badminton at the moment, it's obviously quite hard. Funny enough, online there isn't anything saying it, but I actually am in The Witcher season 2 and season 3 as well. So so I do get the occasional ones here and there, but I'd love to do more of it, because it's awesome.
Is it something maybe you'd go into more perhaps when your badminton career comes to a natural conclusion? Possibly the acting might be something you do a bit more later in life, maybe.
No, definitely, it's something I've thought about. Like I said, I'm in a good physical shape for the roles I've been in, and so I'd like to think that hopefully in the future there could be more or other sort of roles in other things. But I think it's something I would look at definitely taking up a bit more, because I'd have more time to be able to put myself to it. Yeah,
as Aaron has said, I have watched Game of Thrones. I remember the episode you were in was a very well-received episode at the time, because of one of the characters who was killed off in that episode. And I couldn't help but noticing as well, I've read a previous quote of yours that obviously Peter Dinklage was an inspiration to you behind getting into acting, and he was obviously quite prominent in the scene that you had your scene in. Did you get to meet him and talk to him about that?
Yes, I did. No, I did get to meet him. Managed to get a picture of him at the end when we were just leaving. He actually had a Chelsea FC t-shirt, so I take it he must be Chelsea fan. But he was one of the
he's American, we'll let him off.
Yeah, exactly. So he was it was great to sort of see him and all the other guys, and also to actually watch Joffrey die was quite an entertainment as well, for obviously a lot of people. Liked it and not liked it. It was
just for those of us those viewers who have watched it but may not exactly remember. You were playing a character who was playing a character, weren't you? You were playing somebody in an acting troupe who was playing one of the 5 kings, weren't you? Where they were sort of acting out the story of the 5 kings for the wedding guest, and you were one of the kings in question, weren't you? And that must have been, playing a character who is himself an actor, must have been quite a meta experience, I guess.
Yeah, no, it was actually really good fun. I think at first we weren't quite sure what we were going to be doing and things, and then when we sort of got more information and stuff, and they said, you'll be playing a character. I was meant to be Balon Greyjoy. That's who I was representing. But it was awesome, and it was the whole experience was just incredible, with those big TV series like that and films, the money in it and the whole stage of it. It's like, you can see it's like performing, for me, similar to on the biggest stage, to be able to act like that, and how they do is just amazing.
And how was Croatia? It's a very beautiful part of the world from all the pictures. I've never been myself, but it was did it live up to the hype in real life?
Yeah, no, it was lovely. It was we didn't have much time to do stuff. We were sort of in and out, but it was awesome, and would definitely like to get back there if I could.
Yeah, absolutely. So going back to the sort of having for that little interlude, looking at your career in badminton and in acting, looking back to the more recent years of Argyle, then how have they been to follow with the obviously since you moved to Sheffield, we had the Derek Adams era at that time, followed by Ryan Lowe and Schumacher, and the rise back up through the leagues. I guess it must have been quite cathartic after the long spell of sort of misery that we had languishing in League Two, to have those brilliant few years. Obviously, I guess I know that you probably didn't catch that many games being all around the world at the time, but it must have been a great experience for you, as with any fan, seeing us have that resurgence again.
No, it is. It's been brilliant, and it's, like I said earlier on, that Argyle is such a big team, and it's almost sad sometimes to see us sort of struggling to sign big players and attract a lot of interest and stuff. So it's to be up now and back in the championship is brilliant to follow. And obviously everyone likes to see the glory days, really, but sometimes you do have to see the hard days, because it can't always be. But getting the promotions we have now, and obviously sneaking that season a few years ago now with Ipswich and Wednesday was obviously a big one as well. So it's just awesome. It's great to see them just getting better and better now with the team. And we'll have to see what Rooney can do. Hopefully he can do some stuff and keep us Janners going.
Yeah, well, as we said earlier, this is going to, for listeners and viewers who are listening and viewing now, this is going to go out obviously on the eve of the Paralympics, which I think is a good few weeks off from now. So we don't know obviously how Rooney will have started at the time of recording. So hopefully you'll be watching this very happy after 3 or 4 wins in a row, and we're top of the league, setting the early pace. But who knows whether it'll be that way in reality. But how confident are you feeling then, Kristen, about the Rooney appointment, and how do you? Could obviously there's been the concerns about his track record, but he seems very, very positive, very upbeat coming into it. Are you thinking he'll prove that was wrong?
I would like to think so, because I think for myself, if I was in the players' positions and a manager like him and an ex-player like him comes in, I would like to hope that he could do something and have a change, and inspire a lot of lads there to do something. But we'll just have to wait and see, really. I'd like to be positive and and see what happens, really. I think we would like to start off with 5 wins, obviously, like we're saying, but we just got to take it how it comes, I think, and maybe it's just a year to stay back up again and let him take his time and see how the season after comes. But who knows, we could be pushing mid-table, we could not be, so let's just
I think we'd all probably take an improvement on last season, wouldn't we? It doesn't have to be doesn't have to be top half or whatever. It doesn't even have to be top end of the bottom half. It just has to be stay in the league. And if we can improve on last season as well, I think everybody would take that. I think it's slow and gradual improvement is the name of the game this season for sure. Final question for me, and I don't know if Aaron might have a couple more, is are there any parallels between acting and professional sport and the skill set required? Any life lessons you can take from either of those two disciplines?
I think it's just sort of that on the state that I suppose being calm and cool, really, like just taking it how it comes, like, and not sort of panicking, and obviously being on the badminton court in a situation where you're about to win or lose is a big stage. I think the acting's are similar. When you come out and there's a lot of pressure on you to do the thing right, because obviously they can take retakes and things, but it doesn't look good on your side if you keep messing things up and taking that. So I think it's about taking it how it is, and just keeping cool and calm, and pushing ahead.
Any advice you would give to any young supporters who may be watching who would have aspirations of getting into Paralympic sport?
Just to give it a go. To get out there. There is so many opportunities. There's plenty of badminton clubs down in the southwest, and all across the country, really. But it's the same in other sports that are Paralympic sports. There's so many opportunities out there and available. I think it's just about getting out and having a look on the Paralympics GB website to start, Sport England, or even contact people in your local area that might have an idea of someone who might know someone else that has some details on a club or a team to go and join. So I think it's just taking it as it comes, and don't feel that you have to be going in there and being a winner straight away. It takes time. I had stages in my career where I wasn't winning games, I wasn't winning tournaments, and it's about, and at the same time it's about enjoying it and having fun, because that's the big bit about it, really, because that's where you want to be, is enjoying it all the time.
Couldn't agree more. If you're not enjoying it, then you're not going to perform to your best, are you? So couldn't agree more with that. Anything you'd like to add, Aaron? Or
no, not specifically. I don't know if you've got anything you want to add, Kristen. I'm aware that it feels like we've just done a whirlwind whistle stop tour through your life, your career, your acting and everything. And obviously talking about Paris, it just feels like we may have done that a little quickly. So I don't know if there's anything that you want to add that maybe we should have mentioned.
I don't think so, really. Not that I can think of. No, I think we've got everything. It's quite an open thing, isn't it, with you guys? It's like you said, you haven't planned much, which is good. Like, I like this sometimes when you just come on and you chat, and that's how it goes. And then you're not sort of going by a script and feeling like you have to say this and that. So yeah, no, it's good.
Yeah, I suppose we'll bring that to its end. I personally, I'm gonna download the 4OD app on my phone and make sure that I'm checking up, seeing when you are, and hopefully some sort of Paralympic schedule that I can follow and find you, and we'll tweet it out as well on the Argyle Life account as well. So make sure people are watching you. But no, I suppose the only thing to really say is good luck, and I really hope you bring home. If it's not the goals, make it one of the other ones. I wish you all the best. Cheers, mate.
Yeah,
best of luck, Kristen.
No, and thank you for having me. It's been brilliant. Yeah, and I'll keep once I know more of dates and stuff, because we won't get more of an actual schedule till closer to the time. Really, that's just how it is. So, but once once the draws and everything's been done, there'll be more of an idea of when I'll be on and things. So.
Yeah, nice. I mean, we talk quite a bit on socials anyway, so just keep us updated.
Yeah, no, definitely. I'll keep you posted, definitely. No, but honestly, thank you very much for having me, and hopefully maybe see you at an Argyle game one day.
The game up north, drop us a message, and we can always meet you for a pint before the game, maybe.
Yeah, no, definitely. I don't think I'm going to be able to get to Wednesday, sadly. Once the games is done, I've got my time off, and I'm getting to as many games as I can. So I'll definitely drop you guys a message if I'm anywhere, and or even if I'm back down south, because I'll probably come back down a bit afterwards to go and see mates and things. So I might try and get to a home game again, because I haven't been in God knows how long. I
can imagine you're only not at Hillsborough because Jack's running scared. He's scared of waiting in his dreams.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. See you later. Bye.
That brings the end to another episode of My Argyle Life. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. It helps us get into the right eyes and ears. Make sure you follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. And if you're not listening to us on an audio platform, make sure you go follow us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And if you are listening to us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts or YouTube Music or whatever, go and subscribe to us on YouTube, because why wouldn't you? Then you get to see our ugly mugs. Cheers.
Thank you very much.